present, I must understand the past. Not history, I don't mean that.
No.
Understand myself as the past. I am the past.
In terms of what we said earlier about knowledge.
Yeah, I am that.
Yes.
Therefore, I must understand the present, the past, which is me. The me is the known. The me is not the unknown. I can imagine it's the unknown, but the fact is, the what is the known. That's me. I must understand myself. If I don't, the now is merely a continuation in modified form of the past. Therefore, it's not the now, not the present. Therefore, the me is the tradition, the knowledge, in all the complicated maneuvers, cunning, of all that, the despairs, the anxieties, the desire for success, fear, pleasure, all that is me.
Since we're still involved in our discussion about relationship here, might we return a moment to where we were with respect to education?
Yes, sir.
And relationship? I want to be sure that I've understood you here. Let us say that one were fortunate enough to have a school where what you are pointing to was going on.
We are doing it. We have got several schools.
Marvelous. Well, we'll have a chance to talk about that, won't we?
Yes.
Good. If I'm current here, it would seem that if the teacher is totally present to the child, the child will feel this. The child won't have to be instructed in what this means then.
So, that means
is that right?
Yes, but one has to find out what is the relationship of the teacher to the student.
Yes, I quite see that.
What is the relation? Is he merely an informer, in giving information to the child? Any machine can do that.
Oh yes, the library is filled with it.
And any machine can. Or what is his relationship? Does he put himself on a pedestal up there and the student down there? Or is the relationship between the teacher and the student, is it a relationship in which there is learning on the part of the teacher as well as the student? Learning.
Yes.
Not I have learned and I'm going to teach you. Therefore, in that there is a division between the teacher and the student. But when there is learning on the part of the teacher as well as on the part of the student, there is no division. Both are learning.
Yes.
And therefore, that relationship brings about a companionship.
A sharing.
A sharing.
A sharing, yes.
And taking a journey together. And therefore, an infinite care on both sides. So it means, how is the teacher to teach mathematics or whatever it is to the student, and yet teach it in such a way that you awaken the intelligence in the child, not about mathematics.
No, of course not. No. Yes. Yes.
And how do you bring this act of teaching in which there is order? Because mathematics means order. The highest form of order is mathematics. Now, how will you convey to the student in teaching mathematics that there should be order in his life. Not order according to a blueprint. That's not order. You've heard?
Yes, yes.
It's a creative teaching. Not creative. It's a teaching. It's an act of learning all the time. So it's a living thing. Not something I've learned and I'm going to impart it to you.
This reminds me of a little essay I read many years ago by Simone Weil, which she called On Academic Studies. There's some title like that. And she said that every one who teaches a subject is responsible for teaching the student the relation between what they're studying and the students making a pure act of attention.
I know, of course.
And that if this doesn't take place, the whole thing doesn't mean a thing.
So that
one stops to think, what would a teacher say if a student walked up and looked at them and said, fine, we're studying calculus right now. Now, you tell me how I am to see this that I'm pursuing in relation to my making a pure act of attention. It would be likely a little embarrassing, except for the most unusual person who had who had a grasp of the present. Yes.
So, sir, that's just it.
Yes.
What is the relationship of the teacher to the student in education? Is he training him merely to conform? Is he training him to cultivate mere memory, like a machine? Is he training, or is he helping him to learn about life? Not just about sex, the life, the whole immensity of living, the complexity of it, which we're not doing.
No. No, even in our language, we refer students to subject matters.
Yes, yes, yes.
They take this, they take that, they take the other. And in fact, there are prerequisites for taking these other things. And this builds a notion of education which has absolutely no relationship to what...
none at all.
And yet, amazingly, in the catalogues of colleges and universities across the country, there is in the first page or so a rather pious remark about the relation between their going to school and the values of civilization. And we have this whole, and that turns out to be learning a series of ideas. Well, I don't know whether they do it anymore, but they used to put the word character in there. They probably decided that's unpopular, might very well have dropped that out by now, I'm not sure. Yes, I'm following what you say.
So, when you feel responsible, there is a flowering of real affection. A flowering of care for a child. And you don't train him or cultivate, condition him to go and kill another for the sake of your country. You follow? All that is involved in it. So we come to a point where a human being, as he is now, so conditioned to be irresponsible, how is that, what are the serious people going to do with the irresponsible people? You understand? Education, politics, religion, everything is making human beings irresponsible. I'm not exaggerating, this is so.